this is my first arborist delivery. 500 bucks for all this. He said they were the butt end of the tree, and I said, hey, no problem, bring them on. That's the 24 inch bar on the 661. It looks tiny, so it gives you an idea of the size of these things. Right, I think I'm going to need a bigger bar, but we need to get to work. Let's get going. Well, I think that gives you an idea of how big that log is. That's the Fisker's Maul, 36 inch handle on that. And it ain't going to the top. Right, gonna get all my PPE and I am ready to roll now. Let's make a start cutting this one. Right, that's the first 2 rounds cut through. This is Daniel Atkins type of wood. Look at the size of this. 36 inch handled maul, and that don't fit from side to side. Now this is from an arborist, so the wood is very wet. That's why I'm focusing on getting it split and getting it into the wood store. Bloody happy with these pieces. I hope the rest of it's like this. Looks like it will be. But, and I'm going to go get the bigger bar, make life a little bit easier. I don't know how I'm going to tackle those ones. They're obviously way too big to move around by hand. They're stacked on top of each other because careful up there. I don't know what the hell those arborists were doing. There were 2 wedges stuck in. I don't know what was going on there. But obviously that was the Humboldt cut, the V cut and then back cut. I have no idea what's going on with those pieces. All I can think is they tried to actually break that in half and to get it onto the truck so that they didn't have so much to carry, but I went a little bit pear-shaped by the looks of it. Right, let's carry on. Well, that doesn't seem to want to go down the middle, which I thought it would. Stringy bark usually splits pretty well. Holy cow, this is going to be hard work. Right, let's get the time lapse rolling. Okay, around the edges it is, big chunks. Right, now let's get the time lapse going. Oh geez, I'm on a huffing and a puffing. Tell you what, pretty good wood. There's a little bit of rot around the area, obviously there was a problem in the tree. The rest of it is nice and solid. Bleeds like everything else if you cut it. All the sapwood there. Jeez. Better double check. I got all my digits, haven't I? That seriously looks like blood, doesn't it? Right, let us start on block number 2. Oh, cannot get that to split. Right, what have we got here? Oh, it's been a bit squished. Well, that is a huge widget grub. There's the head, little big pincers on it, and the rest of it, yeah, it's in here somewhere. The Aboriginals eat these. Apparently it tastes like peanuts, I think. for me. I burn wood. I don't eat that. That's why it's hard to separate. Obviously had a miscut on the bottom of there. A whole wedge of wood sticking underneath this. So it is split. Just need to break it down a little bit more. Right, well, I think using the chainsaw is the way to do it on this stuff. It's just too solid. I don't know if that's because it's so green, or that blockbuster. Jay's going to put me in hospital and have a heart attack. Right, I'm going to do one more and then we'll get the car up here and get some stuff loaded into the back and take it to the splitter. Alright, we've gone and got the 36-inch bar. Tell you what, the sun's out, it's pretty warm, but I'm glad I'm up here. There's plenty of breeze and it ain't a bad place to work. Views over the back, the neighbour's got his excavator out, he's clearing a few trees as well. The breeze coming over the hill there. And then just behind the work site, well, that's a view to behold. How nice is that? Absolutely awesome. Love that view, never get bored of it. Alright, but I need to get some more cutting done. Right, let's get that 36-inch bar wearing. Whee! think that was the better way of doing it, with the 36-inch bar. Geez, that's a bloody tough word. Right, before people say, oh, the chain's not sharp, it's a brand new chain. And that's the sort of chips you get. It's quite dusty, because this wood is absolutely rock solid. Even though it's green, it's still bloody very, very solid. Right, get the block buster on and see if I can make these fall apart. Still too much material on the bottom. Let's see if I can move it a little bit and try and get down low and cut a bit more timber away. Perfect. Happy days. Right, get the chainsaw going, get this cut through, and then we'll do a little bit of noodling. this jag of wood in the back of the ute, so what I'll do now, get that down to the container wood store, get it dumped out and get it stacked. Let's see how much we've got. Right, that is the first load from the ute, dumped there. Did just go back down the hill to try and grab old Blue and use that one instead. Battery's flat, don't have the time to mess around with that now, so I'm going to crack on and I'll bring you guys back once I've finished splitting what I've cut. Well, I'm going to have to call it now. It's getting way too hot and I'm starting to struggle in the heat of the day. Haven't managed to get much done when I actually look back. That's just 2 ute loads of wood that's been taken to the stacking area, which is a bit disappointing, but geez, it's been hard work. Not too sure what I'm going to do with these 2 big rounds. I think I need to bring the excavator up here now, lay them on the side and process them that way. Get this jag unloaded. As you can see, it's not a bad pile of wood. It's bloody heavy because it's so wet. And for all those months of processing nice, straight, easy to manhandle logs at Dalesford, I think I've gone a bit soft. This was bloody hard work. Next time I come, I've got to get the old Blue ute running. I'm going to go dirty enough to find these shiny utes. Jokes aside, yeah, I need to get it up and running. Dragging dust and dirt and everything into this. I've already put a dent in it. The very first time I brought it to the land, I put a dent in it. So yeah, I want to try and avoid that. I'm trying to keep this work ute a little bit half decent. I think next time I come, I'll go in with the stacking. Really keen to understand exactly how many cubes, stacked cubes, we get out of those logs to see whether it's a viable operation. Getting that type of stuff delivered in future, they obviously pay for it, and there's quite a bit of work, especially with logs like that, quite a bit of work processing them. I know in the past he has offered me 4 metre length logs. That would be much better. Be able to bring the excavator up there, grab them and process the logs just like we process all the other stuff. It wasn't the case with this. I thought I'd just try him and see what he's like. Really nice guy. Yeah, not too impressed with those logs. But at the end of the day, that's what he said. He told me they were the butt logs, absolutely massive, from a tree they just felled. Right, we're done. I am going to go get cleaned up and head home now. Right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Rural Project, when I reckon I will be stacking this wood, cutting some more and splitting some more. Right, we are back here at the land, and it's day 2 at the ball busting factory, or should I say block busting factory. I don't know which is more appropriate, but anyway, we're back here and I've got some tools and got some help. So back up on the road, working our way through these 2 big blocks. Brought the excavator over, and as I brought them over, just tipped them on the side. There was no way I was trying to cut them, stood up as they were. We've got Nathan down in the woodshed, just behind that big tree. He's stacking all the stuff I split the other day. Got the splitter here ready to go. The 661 sharpened and full of fuel and oil. And the 462 for when I do some noodling. I think we've got everything ready to go. Let's make this happen. Right, so what I was doing there, put my own cut in and then followed the cut that had come from the tree service guys. So say theirs is at a very strange angle, but it's at least 3/4 of the way through, so you know, may as well follow it and finish it, because if I didn't, I'd end up with some really weird shaped blocks. That's one of the downsides of getting the tree service logs. They do get you know, part way through cuts, and they do cut them at a funny angle because it's just whatever they can get access to when they're trying to drop the tree. It's things you've got to put up with. Right, let's get this on time lapse and see me get through the rest of it. Right, there we go, that's the first round, so I just split up. I'll put another couple of cuts in there with the axe. These next 2 slices, yep, they can come down and be split, but this last one I need to get in at this side, because obviously that's in the way. So we'll get all of this cleared first before we get into that last one. As you can see, Ned's going to start doing the splitting, so I will carry on breaking these logs down, maybe doing a little bit of noodling. Then the other day we talked about the widgety grubs. There you go, look at that. Whoop. Steady. Now that big fat widgety grub. Great for fishing. I maybe should try some, and I might catch one occasionally. Alright, but that's yeah, that's coming out of some of these logs. Monster thing, look at the size of them. Let's keep going. Feed that one to the crows. Actually, most of the kookaburra will fly in and grab it. He's always watching. Two cuts. I'm tired now. Get the chainsaw on this. And now of course it starts to rain. 2 days ago, 34 degrees, I'm sweating like crazy working, splitting all this wood. And there we are, 6.5 degrees and raining. Man, you got to live in Melbourne to get the weather. Right, let's carry on with this. I've just put a new chain on the 462. We'll get this one noodled to size, and then we'll try and work our way through the rest of these blocks, get them all split, taken down before the large block that the camera's sat on, before we get into that one. Right, let's get the chainsaw flying. Chainsaw flying. Right, let's get the chainsaw going. Time for a new chain on that one as well. Right, back in a minute. Alright, well, as you could see in the time lapse, making pretty good progress until we came across this. Now the way I was cutting, kind of went through those together. So those are nails deep inside the middle of the tree. Holy cow. My goodness. God knows how long those nails have been there for, but I'm surprised they're not a lot more rusted than they are, but hey, who knows. But the damage that's done to the chain. See if I can bring in on a tooth. So hopefully you can see. Yeah, not sure if you can see or not on this, but many teeth are chipped. That's the next one. The point on this one is absolutely gone. Point on that one's gone. Oh, jeez. Oh well. So I guess that's one of the downsides of getting tree service wood. All these logs and trees have come from people's backyards. So who knows what happened years ago. Maybe nailed some wire on to make a fence or something, and then the tree's grown up and around those nails and they've cut them down. Obviously if you're getting logs from a forest, a lot less chance of getting any nails stuck in the middle of them. Anyway, let's keep going. Right, it's time to pack up for the day for me and Nath now. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring the car with the trailer back up here, grab the logs with the excavator, load them into the trailer, and then unceremoniously dump them in the wood store. And we'll bring you guys back next time when we're doing more splitting, and let's do a little tally and see how many cubes we've split and stacked. But that'll be on the next video. Catch you later. And don't forget, if you've enjoyed this, click like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on The Rural Project. Well, we've got a few hours till sunset and I'm here after work and I'm working my way through what's left of this wood pile. This is that huge log that you've seen on the previous videos, all sort of booked up to odd weird sizes, but we're working our way through it on the log splitter. Been through a few chunks already, got it thrown down there, and I'll start stacking that in a little bit. Right, let's get to work and get some of this done, eh? I'll get cracking, get the headphones on, get a bit of music going, and you and me will see all this wood disappear. complete. So what I'm doing this time, rather than ending up with a massive pile to stack, which I don't really like stacking that much, little and often get this wood pile down, get the wood store stacked. You've seen this wood, hello there, this wood is very, very dense, drying out nicely, but as you can see on the inside it's still soaking wet. It's only less than a month ago this was living, so gives you an idea it ain't going to dry out in a week or two. Right, that's row number 2 finished. Let's get on with the third and final row on this. We'll make a start on that. Be interesting to see what that looks like in let's say a couple of months when we come back and just see what's happened to that top row. As it dries out, it sinks, it settles. I'll bet you that top row is this far off the top. Some of these blocks extremely stubby. We don't normally do them as short as that, but like I said, it's just the way, having to cut that log up, it's just the way we ended up with some of these weird pieces. Now, you know what time it is? It's time-lapse time. Well, I'm not sure how well that's going to come out, but that is the rest of the wood that I've split tonight. The pile over there is empty, that's just scraps and waste on the floor. There is a lot of wood in the cookie pile. A lot of that stuff is really short. Listen to them kookaburras. How cool. Right, so when I come back, as you can tell it's dark, so when I come back I will stack that lot in there. I think that will fill it, in which case we've only got 5 cubes. But we have to wait and see what it's like once we've stacked it. Catch you next time. Okay, so where we left this the other day, log splitter there, pile of mess underneath, bang, gone. Pile of mess on the ground here, bang, that's gone. Right, we need to work our way through these logs, get them stacked. So let's get that time lapse going and let's get this job done. See what, some of these blocks, they ain't half bad, absolutely solid big chunks. But they're going to take a lot of drying. There's tons of weight in that, and this is stringy bark, so it's not the most dense wood in the world. And a lot of them are short blocks like that as well, which I don't like, but hey. Right, that is all done. So, how much do you think I got? You saw the logs, you saw me split it, you've seen how much is in the cookie pile. How much is behind me? Best guess, best guess, best guess. 5 cubes. So that stacked up, just a tad short of 5 cubes, but that stacked up to the top is 5 cubes each bay. 5 cubic meters, 15 in the total firewood store. So 5 cubes plus 1.5, maybe 2 there, so sort of 6 or 7 cubes. That's $500 for that delivery. That's taken three sort of working sessions plus today of stacking. that's hard work, and that is not good value for money. Look, we've tried it. We'll give it another go with some arborist work. We'll give it another go, get them to deliver some logs, and hopefully that'll be an awful lot better, a lot easier. But getting the butt ends of the tree when they're that sort of diameter, nah, not good for us. Not good for us at all. We're going to double our money here just in sales, but that is not going to take into account the amount of effort that we put in. Which I might put the number of hours that we worked on this on the screen now, and I'll give you an idea. Right, that's it. That's this little project done. Thanks for watching. Do appreciate everybody watching, and yeah, stay tuned. Oh, it flies. Stay tuned because we'll catch you next time on the Rural Project. My next job today, we're going to get the chipper fired up, head down the hill, start chipping some saplings. Right, catch you next time.